I've been an intern on the Tech Girls team with Bernie and Haley for this past semester. I've absolutely loved working on this program and learning about this program. And it's always so exciting to meet you girls virtually / face-to-face to some extent via Zoom. So I know some of you have been to our Tech Talks before. For some of you, this may be your first time. I'm just going to give a brief overview of what to expect during this event. And also give you an update on some Tech Girls engagement activities that you can participate in going forward in the upcoming days and months. So welcome to all of you. This is so exciting. And I really, really hope you enjoy it. Just as an overview, for those of you who haven't been to a Tech Talk before, this is a chance for you to learn from your peers from all different years, from all different countries, with all different kinds of experiential backgrounds and interests. This is a chance for you to listen to their experiences, to learn from them, and also to ask them questions and engage with them in networking. And it's really supposed to be a chance for you to both learn and to teach. So it's a really fun opportunity. But basically, we're starting right now with just this welcome and agenda overview. That's what I'm talking about at the present. The announcements will be right after this. Then you're going to listen to Sadia and Lara, who are our two speakers. They're going to give their talks. You're going to get the chance to ask questions of each of them. And then you're also going to have an opportunity to kind of network in smaller groups and breakout rooms. And you're going to be in a breakout room with other tech girls from all different, again, years and countries. And that's really your time you can, talk about your own projects. You can just check in on each other and how you've been doing over this crazy year, or maybe the years since you've last seen each other. It's really up to you. And then we actually may screenshot sooner than when we break out into rooms. But we're going to take a screenshot for everybody so we can share this awesome event on social media and all over the place. And then we're going to close out. So it's pretty straightforward, but we really, really hope that you guys will take this time to talk to each other and engage with each other in a meaningful way. So just to start off with announcements wise for the program, you girls all get our newsletter. So this information is largely included in the newsletter. I just wanted to highlight it again. I was like, why is my little starburst not there? And then it showed up. But I just wanted to highlight it for a second time. So we have a couple of really awesome events coming up for you guys to engage with and to stay engaged with the program. One of them is the Legacy Virtual Global Gala, which is going to be on December 5th. I have all the times listed there, and it's also in your newsletter, so you can check that for more information. But it's going to be a really cool opportunity to support one of Legacy's programs called the Global Youth Village, and you're going to get to watch some performers and speakers and have some storytelling workshops and networking opportunities, and you can register with the link that we sent you in the email. It'll be a great time, and we think that you guys in particular would really enjoy this opportunity, even if you haven't done Global Youth Village before. The other thing is the Tech Women, Tech Girls Clubs regional summits, which we've definitely been pushing to you guys for several weeks. So I'm sure that you've seen it on the Facebook or in the email, but this is an opportunity for you to meet up with the Tech Women from each of your and Tech Girls clubs from each of your regions. And kind of see what they've been doing over the past year, especially with COVID-19, how they've been coping with the pandemic and how they've been continuing to serve and engage their communities. Those are both kind of December 16th and December 17th. We sent all of the kind of time, date, registration information in the newsletter. So the moral of this slide is basically check your newsletters. There's lots of information in them. There's lots of fun links and ways to stay engaged with the program. Now, Bernie and Haley are going to introduce themselves because I totally forgot to introduce them at the beginning. I apologize.
No worries.
No problem.
Yeah. No worries. I do want to give Dana a quick shout out too, where she is also a Department of State alum as well. Dana, what program did you participate in?
Oh yeah, so I did NSLY, so the National Security Language Initiative for Youth in 2015 summer and 2017-18 year for Arabic. So I was in if there are any tech girls from Morocco, I lived in Marrakesh the first time and Rabat the second time. So represent.
Her Arabic is very good if you ever want to chat with her in Arabic. So yeah, lots of amazing skills there.
That's great.
Well, I think most of you all know me, but for those who maybe don't, even though I spammed you with lots of emails in the past, my name is Haley. I'm one of the program coordinators for Tech Girls. I focus on the Middle East, North Africa region, as well as our U.S. Youth Ambassador program and help facilitate the Tech Women, Tech Girls clubs for the MENA region. So I'm so excited to be on the call with you guys today. And this is a quick housekeeping thing as well. I'll be the official timekeeper. So for Lara and Sadia in particular, I know you guys both have about 10 minutes for your call, so you can be on the lookout. I'll give you little warnings when you're getting close to your time. So just look out for me, and I'm so excited to hear your presentation today.
Oh, right. And I'm Bernadette, or Bernie LaMontagne. I have such a massive name, but you can just call me Bernie. And I'm one of the other program coordinators for the Central Asia side of TechGirls. And I started almost exactly a year ago today. So I'm really excited to be here, and I'm excited for these presentations and getting to chat with you all.
Great. So we're about to get started with the actual talks, but beforehand, I just want to give a shout out to our two speakers and kind of brag about how amazing they are. So our two speakers today are Sadia and Lara. Sadia is an Uzbek tech girl, an Uz tech girl, if you will, who participated in 2019. She's a freshman at university, and she's going to talk about how she founded her Uz Tech Girls STEM school in her community and her project there and her experiences with that. She's done a lot of really amazing work, and I know you guys are going to hear about it from her, but she's a real superstar and we're very proud of her. And our other speaker is a 2012 tech girl from Palestine, Lara, and she is currently studying for her master's at University College Dublin, and she's been an intern at an organization called Healthy Feminists. She currently works with an IT organization called Accenture, has done a ton of really, really awesome work and research on education and women's rights and all kinds of different stuff. So she's really very experienced and really excited to hear from her as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to stop my screen share, and then Sadia, if you want to share your presentation, you are good to go.
Hello everyone, I'm Sadia from Uzbekistan. As others said, that I'm a Tech Girl 2019, so my computer might be faster. So I want to talk about my project that I've organized back home, which is called TechGirls, which means like TechGirls from Uzbekistan. And so this is how I created and like the some stories, and today I will talk about a little bit of myself, my background, and also about my TechGirls experience, about my project TechGirls 2019 and 2020. So these are some of the projects and programs that I'm involved in. So currently I am a freshman in the University of State Foreign Languages based in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. And I also won in a very big and important US initiative which gives 3,000 students from all around the world the scholarship to study in the US high school, which is called FLEX, Future Leaders Exchange Program. And also I work as a regional alumni representative, like the position offered by the US Embassy of Tashkent. And also I'm the founder and project manager of TechGirls STEM School. So here you can see some of the pictures of my TechGirls experience, which was really great. Let's admit that TechGirls is just one exchange program, but it opens up so many doors of opportunities. Like, for example, after TechGirls, I became a Tech Women and Tech Girl committee member. And recently, I also became TechGirls Council Advisory Council, and that gives a lot of kind of opportunities to develop professionally, personally, and academically. And actually, Legacy International is like I really love this organization, and I have the logo of it right here. I think it's not really visible, but Mr. Resh gave us all. And so here we can start some of the things about my project. So back home, I organized my project And I involved 11 smart girls and really active girls in my school. And we had 3 sessions at my school, and my teachers and my school really supported me to organize this presentations and this project, and they supported me with the plays and computers so that we can learn and explore. And we, besides STEM sessions, we also had interactive games and discussions about future opportunities. And after successful completion, girls got certificates of participation. And also, I'm going to be talking about further activities we've done. Okay, so here you can see some of the pictures of us working, smiling, and being together. I also think that they're not just kind of, participants of my project, but we together became like a family, and we did a lot of things after the project as well. We didn't stop like after the completion of the program. So we tried a lot of things, and we still keep in touch. So here you can see that we are sharing our experience with others. In this first picture, girls are retelling about their experience in USTA Girls with this audience. These are the directors of our regional schools. So we got positive feedback, and they really mentioned that we've been doing positive impact on girls. And this is also another presentation. And we have a bigger audience here. There are a lot of girls here, and I think like 10 teachers. So, and this is the charitable event we've organized last year in December. So we gave this girls and boys books and sweets because they were from low-income families. And we organized this charitable event like suddenly, and my mom gave this idea like, what if you do this? What if you do this? And she gave me a lot of ideas. Actually, the name of USTA Girls she also gave me before even the program. Well, the application, she was like, what if the name of the program will be USTA Girls? So like, oh, this is a good idea, let's do it. So I really love that. And also the second season of USTA Girls, which was recently in September. So I have provided free STEM sessions for 40 girls from 8 countries like Bangladesh, Indonesia, Morocco, Lebanon, Algeria, Uzbekistan. So here you can see the picture of our really first session, and we are here with flags. Most of the girls were from Uzbekistan, and we have Indonesia, Bangladesh, Tunisia, and these girls were from aged 13 to 22. This is the most like she's 13, and she is like so talented, and others are like teenagers. So we had basically virtual 6 sessions, and we, except STEM sessions, we also had cultural presentations and coffee breaks that we really enjoyed. And after successful completions, completion girls got certificates of participation, and also they shared about their experience basically on social media. Some girls organized face-to-face meetings with other girls in their school, and they sent video and pictures of her of the activities they've done, and I was happy to see it. So here you can see some of the more pictures of us with Hayat. So Hayat is from Uzbekistan. She's also TechGirl 2019 alumna, and I know that she's really talented, and she can retell some kind of story, and she can like catch someone's attention like really fast. And I was like, what if you will kind of start the session? And she was like, okay. And she retold about her experience and the projects and programs she's been involved in. And also about the mentors. So last year I was the mentor for 2019 participants, but this year I decided to talk to my friends and I asked them to teach a lesson like the session. And first, this is Kira, and she graduated MIT, and she has a pretty good experience in STEM. And this is Suleha. most of us maybe know her, and she's very active US Tech Girl, and she helps me a lot with a lot of things. And her topic was NASA missions, which was really interesting. So also, this is the caption from the TechGirls Instagram page, Who Runs the World STEM Girls. I love it. And this is the picture of our really last session. And I'm here in a national dress because we had cultural presentation. So also, this is kind of my belief that our passion, interests are similar, no matter what race, age, or background you have. That is, you as a change maker, you making positive impact on society. Keep believing in your power, even if it's small contribution, it is contribution. Like, let's admit, like, coming from my experience, from my own experience, I would say that let's maybe let's admit that I didn't organize this project. Maybe a lot of girls wouldn't be really into STEM now, because I noticed from the second and third session of my program of 2020 that girls were like, oh, I've done this that Kira said, or I've done this that Hayot said. And they started participating in hackathons, in IT courses. And I really kind of noticed their interest that in STEM and the equality and kind of being as a girl in STEM means a lot of and gives a lot of opportunities to us. And I have here special thanks to, first of all, Haley. She's my constant supporter, and she helped me to organize this virtual session a lot. And the TechGirls program itself for just existing and for choosing me last year. And Legacy International, this is the best organization I know for creating a legacy. And thank you so much for listening to my talk. And I was really happy to share with my own experience in Girls in my project. If you have any questions, you can give it. So you can follow me on social media here. This is my picture in Samarkand. I really would kind of advise you to visit Uzbekistan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sadia. Let's give her a round of applause. Holy moly, that's wonderful. That is great. Very inspiring.
Yeah, and remember that if you have questions for Sadia, we're going to wait until after both presentations to ask them, but you should drop them in the chat if you're worried about forgetting them, and we will make sure that everybody gets around to them.
Oh, that was an impressive project.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome job.
I love you, Sadia.
Thank you. Love you too.
Great job.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Lara, whenever you're ready, you can share your screen. I believe you have access, and get started. Great job.
All right, just setting things up. All right, so thank you so much, Sadia, for that presentation. That was really inspiring. And I'm excited to also present my topic, and hopefully it will be helpful as well. So today I'll be talking about confronting patriarchy, or more specifically advocating for gender equality and feminism in the context of conflict and conservatism. But before we dive into the topic, I wanted to introduce myself. So my name is Lara. I was a TechGirls in 2012. So that was actually when the program was first launched. So it has been an exceptional journey with TechGirls, and the start of several other amazing journeys. And I've always said it was the spark I needed to lead me where I am today. So I'm really happy and excited to be here today. So to tell you more about myself, I come from Palestine. I did my business degree in marketing in Palestine, and then I worked as a digital marketing analyst for a while. And then I was selected as an Irish Fellowship awardee, and I got to do my master's in Dublin in international relations. And I just finished my master's recently, actually. So besides that, I also did a really cool internship in the summer at a social enterprise called Healthy Feminist. And currently I'm working at a global company called Accenture. But personally, on a more fun aspect, I'm really interested in feminism and advocacy, in particular to women obtaining leadership positions in the business field, in politics, but also especially in the STEM field. And I've worked quite a bit in the community back home as well on those issues. As you can see in the picture, this is actually a picture of me in front of the separation wall. So this is in Palestine, in Bethlehem, my hometown. And there's also drawings on the wall. So creativity also stems from such, conflict situations. So so I come from a background that, there's a conflict, so a background of conflict, but also a society to somewhat extent is patriarchal. And that's why this topic is really important to me and really stems from a personal experience as well. But also, I wanted to talk about this topic because I think it's really important because women's issues and matters in such context is often neglected. So it's important to bring it up and to have talks about it. And this, led me to be motivated to do a research about women's participation in politics in the summer during my master's, which I believe a lot of the findings as well apply to women participating in leadership positions in different fields, including the STEM field. So I really hope throughout this talk as well, you'll get to know, more about the obstacles, but how we can address them and confront, patriarchal structures. How can we advocate for gender equality and women's inclusion, especially in those contexts? Now, unfortunately, women are often excluded when it comes to leadership positions. Somebody decided to do something cool and said, what would the political scene look like if we took out all the men? So let's see. Actually, we can see it's very shocking because there's very few women as well here in Egypt. As you can see, women are heavily excluded, but more so in contexts where there is conflict and there is as well a patriarchal structure. Why is that? And what are some of the obstacles that women face? So some of the things that I found through my research, cultural, from a patriarchal structure point of view, cultural factors and religious extremism tend to reinforce those stereotypical biased images, and they tend to reinforce the exclusion of women from leadership positions. But also in particular fields such as politics and STEM field, it's heavily male dominant, unfortunately. So when women are trying to be in leadership positions in those fields or joining those fields, they are looked at as intruders. So it's more difficult to break into that male dominant fields. But also other times there's a lack of resources. So women don't have the same opportunities and resources to be able to develop in their careers and to be able to, join the STEM field or get into leadership positions. So those are, there's plenty of others, sadly. There's corruption, there's other things, but I think those are main important factors to consider. From a context of conflict as well, sadly, women are targeted the most and they are at the forefront of the conflict. And that means, their bodies are weaponized, their culture is used against them, and they face a lot of hardships. And from that perspective, even in Palestine, I've experienced where the conflict has reinforced the masculine image, has reinforced patriarchal structure and gender-based violence. In some cases, conflict has opened up opportunities for a change. We have actually seen that in Rwanda. The genocide was horrific, but it allowed women to make a change and become more involved in politics. And now in the parliament, there's over, maybe 60% of women in Rwanda are part of the parliament. But this is not always the case. And sadly, it hasn't been the case in Palestine, where it opened up opportunities. So in such difficult context, patriarchal structure, conflict, there's a lot going on. One might ask, how can we advocate for gender equality? How can we make a change? even though it sounds difficult, there is hope. Don't give up. There's a lot of things we can do, and we can make a huge difference. On a bigger scale, looking at the obstacles previously mentioned from cultural factors as well, we have to ask, what are we reinforcing, through those cultural factors? How are they reinforced in our community? So we ask questions like, how is our educational system? What are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching our kids that, women are equal to men? And how can we, change that? How can we raise awareness about the importance of gender equality and having women included in different fields, such as the STEM field? But also on a bigger scale as well, civil societies have a big role to put pressure to create policies that ensure gender equality, that ensure women's inclusion in leadership positions, and that, that they're involved in politics, in the STEM field, and in business, and in different aspects. But also, if we look at another obstacle like the resources issue, we also have to ask, how can we provide those resources and make sure that, women are having the same resources as men and are able to develop, their skills and be involved in different fields? And this is where programs such as TechGirls play a very important role, where they are involved in the STEM field, they have the appropriate resources to be able to develop. And programs such as Sadia's TechGirls make a huge difference, because they give girls those equipment and resources to be involved in the STEM field, and to be able to develop and, be in leadership positions and make a change and have gender equality. But also on a smaller scale, also, it really starts with each one of us. It is important to speak up and challenge those biased sexist norms that might exist in our societies. But it's also important to realize that for a person coming from a context of conflict and patriarchal structure, freedom of speech is often restricted, and it's harder and to speak up, and women face more hardships to actually speak up on issues like that. This is why it's also important to empower each other and support each other. For example, when I participated in TechGirls and traveling at the age of 16, that was huge, and it wasn't seen favorably by my community, not always, but I had really supportive parents, and that made a huge difference. But I realized that not all girls have supportive parents, and I realized that could be an obstacle to other girls. So it's important that I also exchange what I learned from TechGirls and support other women who might have different hardships and empower them to grow and develop. I believe we are, as TechGirls, ambassadors and role models, and it's really important for us to empower others. And when we participate in programs such as TechGirls, we are sending a really powerful message to the world. We are saying we are capable of being involved in the STEM field. We are equal, we are talented, and we can participate and be in leadership positions and in the STEM field. I think, I hope this GIF works. Sorry about that. Okay, it's not working, but it was women lifting each other up, and I think the story about it is just lifting each other up, empowering each other up, and helping each other to grow and develop. On a final note, I think it's really important that we take care of our mental health. Unfortunately, sometimes it's really difficult in a context of conflict and patriarchal structure to have the results we want, and they take a long time sometimes, and change takes time. So it can, be difficult on our mental health, and it's really important as advocates and as TechGirls to also take care of our mental health. And this is why I also love this and this being together today, because I really think and emphasize it's really important to have a network of support and to really support each other and to have each other's back. And I really say that if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. And I'm sure also TechGirls are here for each other. So that's really important to remember, that we also have each other and we have a network of support together. So thank you for that. And feel free to reach out at any social media if you want to chat or just connect. And I know we have a QA at some point, so feel free to ask any question, whether about my personal journey or how we can advocate or anything you have in mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lara. That was amazing. Let's give her a round of applause. You can use the little reaction button or just round of applause. Either way, or thumbs up. That was awesome.
Amazing job. That was so good. So we've had a few people drop their questions in the chat over time. You can feel free to keep doing that. So I'll read off kind of the ones that we have received so far. And then feel free at any time to kind of jump in to unmute yourself to ask a question with your voice or to write it in the chat, and we'll ask it to them. We have plenty of time to talk with these amazing TechGirls alumni. So feel free to ask any questions you have. So let me get to these. So this is for both of you from us, so both Lara and Sadia, but what advice do you have for girls who are just at the idea stage of their community project? How do they move from the idea to the implementation based on your experiences?
Okay, so if like coming out from my own experience, I was like, before TechGirls, I was like, really, am I really gonna kind of organize this project? Like, I'm only 15, I don't know anything, like, who will I teach? Like, this is, was my fear. This was my fear. Even during the program, I was asking Marina, like, will they come? I don't know whether they will come. What should I do if they want? Like, this kind of problems. And then after presenting the presentation and kind of announcing the project, like a lot of girls came to me and they were like, I want to participate. And I was like, okay. And then I saw that every session all girls were coming, and I was glad to see them, even like if it's like they were coming by one by one. I was like, oh, that's so great that they were coming. So the fear of being so, you know, little, and as I was 15 that time, just I really was afraid of that problem. And also thanks to my school and my teachers who supported me with the places, so with computers, I think it's really important to think about that as well. So during the program, during the TechGirls program, we had some project plan sessions as well, which helped me a lot to develop like my project managing skills. And this also helped me a lot to organize this 2 season of my project. So Lara, do you want to go on?
Yeah, sure. On implementing projects, I think it's really important to also look online. There's a lot of resources, more than you think, that can help you with, you know, the process and going how to go about it. But also, I'd be more than happy to share some of the resources with you as well if you're setting out a project. But also not being afraid to reach out as well, you know, especially in networks such as TechGirls, where we can support each other. And organization is really key when you want to implement a project. Having, you know, clear goals, for example, that can really helpful to set out a plan and to go from an idea to actual implementation. So there's, you know, different kind of steps and tips there. But if you have more specific things as well, feel free to reach out and I'd be more than happy to help.
Awesome. So we have another question from Robia for Sadia. She says, I follow the news of Uzbekistan and I often come across articles about violence against women. I really admire you and your work. And my question is, have you faced any challenges in your projects and how have you overcome them?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, the fear of all members' participation was one of the things, like one of the challenges that I didn't face actually, but I was afraid to face this problem last year. But this year, for the USTGILS 2020 cohort that was recently in September, the challenge was that I wasn't really ready for that. So the idea of continuing the project came up to me when I was preparing for my university exams. So I didn't have a lot of time, but the idea arose, and I was like, oh, after just going and taking an exam, I will come home and just sit and do the plan. And it actually happened. So the problem that I didn't think that they would be a lot, that like 40 for only for me. Like I'm as a social media manager, as kind of coach, kind of, and the organizer and project manager of the only one program was difficult to handle for myself. And because I had like 2-3 days while the kind of application process, interviewed every girl individually. So it was really difficult. So I didn't expect that international girls would be involved. But after creating Instagram page, a lot of international girls texted me, and they said that they want to participate in Usta Girls. And like according to the time zone, I had some problems. I wasn't asleep like 11 p.m. at night. So it was really difficult in this like 2-3 days full of interview and virtual interview. And also the problem that some mentors didn't join some days was also difficult. So I was afraid of that as well. I was like, I invited some mentors, and they didn't come for 1 and 2 sessions, and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, kind of, let's talk about this. I was like, so sorry that I didn't attend, kind of, I really felt that it was my fault. And some of them had internet connection problems, but I'm glad that at least like 3 of them were good to participate and kind of be able to share with their experience in STEM with my project participants. Thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. So another question from Robia, this time for Lara. She asked, what inspires you most in your work?
That's a really nice question. I think I really find my inspiration when I see young women taking the lead and, taking up initiatives and, taking matters into their own hands. And that's really inspiring. And it really motivates me to, do more research, for example, or to get more involved with the community. And that's really inspiring.
I have a question for both of you. I would like to know, how do you advertise for your if you do a workshop or program for Sadia? Like, how do you advertise for your programs? Like, what's the first thing you do?
Well,
That's a really go ahead, Sadia.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Sure. So because I've worked a bit in like social media and digital marketing, so it's a really interesting field, and it's a bit different when it comes to community work, but it's important to set kind of a strategy. So if it's important to identify first your goal. So if your goal is to raise awareness, your kind of marketing and advertising on social media would go around that. I think that's the first step. But also, today's world, marketing online is like huge. So definitely go for that. And understanding your target and who you want to the program you want people to be involved in. So if you want, for example, young women interested in the STEM field, you need to create material or marketing related to that, so that can appeal to the young girls who are interested in the STEM field, for example. So it really depends on your target, on your goal, and how you work around that to do marketing and advertising. Sorry, that's also such a technical kind of aspect, but putting your passion and your heart in it is really important too.
Thank you.
Sadia, also feel free to jump in and add to that, because obviously you have experience in that in your own initiative.
So as Lara said, you should know your audience. For example, from my own experience, like from last year, as there wasn't a pandemic, we could do any like activities together, and we actually you should like know which social media does your country like mostly use. For example, Central Asia uses Telegram, which is really famous. So we still have a Telegram group chat where we can discuss all the things. And if it's like face to face, maybe it's better to contact them like or like talk in a group chat about the things you want to do together. Or if it's an advertisement or kind of something that you want to post on a channel, then I would suggest you to create a channel on whether on Telegram or Facebook or Instagram, for example, like a kind of a celebrity page, so you have a lot of followers there. I didn't create because I don't want a lot of people to see my picture and what I'm doing. So my account is private. And if I want to reach out to someone and kind of have a lot of audience, I would ask for help. For example, if it's virtual, it can be TechGirls or any project or program you are involved in, or your school. If it's face to face, it's even better. You can organize it in a conference hall. So if it's virtual, then you can tell every girl to repost, because some girls were like international girls were involved in Usta Girls by seeing my friends like Tech Girls repost on stories. So I asked them for reposts. So reposts and posting in channels, I think they're really useful, and talking face to face as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, girls. That's amazing.
So great questions. If anyone has any like one last quick question they want to ask.
I see Estelle's in the chat. It looks like she asked, I think this is for Lara and for Sadia, how you could overcome challenges while organizing your project?
So I think this is a really important question, and not just in also like organizing projects. We might face difficult challenges throughout our lives and different things. And I think if there's one tip that has helped me out, whether through my work or in my life, it's really to remember your why. So why are you doing this project? What really motivates you? And holding on to that, your why really keeps you going despite those challenges, and enables you to overcome those challenges no matter how difficult they are. So if you come across something really difficult, ask yourself, pause and ask yourself why you're doing this. And that really has helped me a lot of times to overcome a lot of challenges.
So I would say that you need to prepare for that beforehand, even if there is like not like likely to happen, for example, this kind of disadvantages, let's say. You should anyway think in a lot of ways, like what if she like want to participate, and what will I do? So you should have like a lot of plans in different ways to keep your kind of let's say project participants interested in your sessions, and kind of not lose interest. And being like ready beforehand, and asking for others' interest as well, to kind of go on with the topic. I think I'm even going off topic. But in order to overcome these challenges, I think you should also have some support, because if you are the one, you cannot do it all the things, but you should also prepare to do this, and go through this walk and path yourself, and be ready for any situation you might face.
Thank you so much, girls. Yeah, so we're gonna do, I know I put this like at the end in the agenda, but we're actually doing it right now. So again, like Wow, round of virtual applause for both of you. These are great talks and great questions. Way to ask awesome questions. What we're gonna do now is we're going to take a group picture, hopefully. So if what everyone could do is turn their video on briefly and smile, and I think Haley's gonna be the one taking it.
Well, you guys know I love taking the group pictures, so I'm back and ready to go. So if you would like to have your camera on, please just click that on and I'll give it a minute. Everyone just get their hair and their selves ready. And I will just pull this up so we can take it. We'll just be taking one screenshot today. And then after, Bernie's going to explain how the breakout rooms are going to go. So feel free to give us your best and brightest smile, and I'm going to count down from 3. So we're going to go, let's see, actually a couple more cameras coming on, so I'll pull it off for a second. All right, I think Cowthers is almost there. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to count down from 3. So 3, 2, 1, smile. Beautiful. You guys are extraordinary. I'll be sending this out to everyone. It's also going to be on our social media. So if you want to reshare, repost, please feel free. Awesome.
Well,
I miss your oh me.
Oh, me.
Oh my.
Exactly. I miss it too. Thank you. It's been so long. Thank you. Bernie, did you want to explain how our breakout rooms are going to go today?
Sure. So I'm going to break you out into 3 different rooms, and I tried to mix it up as much as possible so you'll get to meet people maybe you haven't talked to before from different years, different countries, just sort of a networking session. Feel free to talk about anything you want. Haley and Dana and I are going to be just in the background. So the rooms are all yours. We're going to have our cameras off, and it's all you. If you just want to chit chat, how are you doing? What have you been up to? How was TechGirls? Whatever. It's all you. So we'll go for about 10 minutes. And once I break you out, you don't have to do anything except just click OK. After 10 minutes, it's going to bounce us back to the main room. And then I'll split us out one more time for another mix up. So you get to talk to other people for another 10 minutes about whatever you like. Yeah, then we'll come back and close up. So get ready to blast off here because I'm going to send you out.